This is absolutely sick. It's been made by PJRascals. There is a link in the video description below. And this is what they say. What if Mythic skins had unique animations during gameplay? We made some concepts to explore the idea. Now check this out. Look at this. This is so good. So the idea here is Mythic skins have unique animations. Look at that for a reload animation for Genji. This one is sick. This is actually sick. This would have made me absolutely grind for the skin. That is so cool. Then we've got this one for Kiriko. Again, like, I mean, they're just so cool. This is something which adds value to the player, right? In the form of a cosmetic upgrade. Now, skins, all we get to see is the weapon model. We don't actually see the rest of the skin. So even though we've got some incredible Mythic skin, it kind of doesn't matter because, well, you only see the weapon model. And again, this goes back to the whole thing with Overwatch 2's monetization, the way it's just sort of shoehorning in cosmetics at crazy prices. I would say, in fact, I would heavily argue that it was a massive mistake to not actually go down the path of weapon skins. If they were selling weapon skins and they were a lot cheaper than a full skin for a character, I think more people would buy them. I definitely know that I would, because guess what? It would actually affect what I'm looking at on the screen, because it doesn't matter if... In fact, let me talk about Ashe, because Ashe has got some incredible skins. However, the weapon models are terrible. So you're in this world of like, I want to wear the skin because it looks quite nice, but I can't even see the skin anyway. And the bit of the skin I don't really want to see because it's not very good. Now, Blizzard do update some of these, but it's just not great. I mean, you could even say, why don't you just let us interchange the weapon skins of the models and just, you know, that would add a bit of extra customization. But, you know, Blizzard, not the best at monetization, are they? Oh, dear. Next up, I want to take a look at this. It is Mike Ybarra. Now, he is the president of Blizzard. And he says he's just received a demonstration of the Season 6 invasion, or Overwatch invasion as it is now known. And this is what he says. At Blizzard Entertainment, we do Battle Pass each month. No, he says we do Battle Plan each month. It's a meeting with everyone in the studio and we share updates across culture and product. Today, several members of the Play Overwatch team gave the studio an early look into Invasion, which launches on Battle.net and Steam on the 10th of August. A number of great people presented for over an hour. It was great to see the team's energy and excitement. Oh Really Jared leads the Play Overwatch team, and the vision and future of Overwatch has never been brighter. Now, this is the first time we've got confirmation that actually Oh Really Jared, the executive producer, is in charge of the game. This is a little bit of a shock because obviously in the past we've been used to sort of Overwatch being developed with a game director being in charge. That's not the case anymore. It is pushed by Oh Really Jared, Jared Noose, I believe. I mean, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm not going to rant about this. I've ranted about it to death. Multiple people came online from studios like Epic and Riot to implement monetization strategies and systems into the game, and they've done that. And yeah, we are where we are. I've said enough on that. We understand where we are with some players' sentiment. The team has put to bed previous statements that simply were never coming to fruition in a way that would meet player expectations. We understand this can be a letdown for our players, and it hurts us just as much. And you know what? I'm going to say this because this really does pee me off. When they say Blizzard are terrible for this, they always say, "We understand, we hear you," and they say it over and over again. You can say that all you like. If you're not actually doing anything about the feedback which is being given, then just don't say it at all. It is really condescending. It's like, Anyway, it goes on to say, we understand this can be a letdown for players, and it hurts us just as much. We also know we can communicate better. The team makes these decisions very, very carefully. We all believe in this team and their path forward. We riff about where this incredible IP can go, and it has such opportunity in gaming and beyond. I'm excited for Invasion on August the 10th. We're humbled by the many who have Overwatch on their Steam wishlist already. Thanks for coming on this journey with us. The opportunity for this IP is only just beginning. Now, the thing is, right, you could put the categorically worst management team in place on Overwatch and people would still play the game because of the strength of the IP. And I feel, I mean, this might be a bit hyperbolic to say this, but I feel like we're almost there, really, in a lot of ways, especially in terms of monetization. And this has had a massive impact on me. No doubt you guys have seen in videos, even the recent video I put on the channel, where what has been happening to me is I have been suffering quite a lot because of the packaging of the game. The core game, and I even, I'll go on record and say I think 5v5 overall is nice to play. Can I say it's better than 6v6? I think it probably is, but it's got its downsides. Obviously, there's no tank duos anymore and stuff, but I do think it has been overall a bit better for the game. I think the little bit of a push in the direction, a bit more of an FPS game, has been better for the game. I would still categorize it mainly as like a MOBA, really. I wouldn't say it's an FPS in the capacity of like Valorant is or CSGO. It's more similar to League of Legends and Dota, really, than those games, but you just happen to have first-person view, I guess. So without going into a massive breakdown, because I know a lot of you guys have watched a lot of my videos, I think what has happened is the packaging around the game has had such a detrimental effect on me because of the way it's been delivered, the way, I look and, I am older these days, and I look at the price of a skin. I remember when Horse Armor went into Oblivion and it was like $2 or something. Everyone went crazy. Then it was like, what is this? We've bought the game. Now you want us to buy more? I know things are different now, but like it really grinds on me because I got to experience Overwatch where you didn't have this outrageous pricing system for skins, where you could grind and become a completionist. Well, there was other ways they could have monetized this game, whether it was through bits of DLC content or any number of ways, but they didn't. They went down the route that they have gone down. And I just, a really big part of me would like for everyone who hasn't experienced Overwatch 1 to have experienced it, especially if they've played Overwatch 2. And then I think a lot more people would be a bit more understanding. But I know most of you guys are anyway. But yeah, this is sort of like a coming to terms sort of issue with me, where I really like the core game. But I'm not a fan of everything else around it. And I've been focusing on everything else so much that I just stopped playing the game. And actually, I sat down for a day and I just played the game. And you know what? I still do really love this game. And I think it's always going to be this way. And what I would like to say as well is there is never going to be a case where I'm just going to ignore things that I don't think are great for the game. I think I'll always come out and say, hey, I think this or I think that. People have been also coming at me saying like, oh, Sty, you're only doing this to get views and, everyone likes a good rant about Overwatch. I know people like to see a good rant about anything, but sometimes it's a bit more than just trying to do it for views or trying to do it for engagement or whatever. I've said this before and I will say it again. Consider this on record. I've said this in videos before. But I do not make videos on this game for money. If I was making videos on YouTube for money, I would not be making videos on Overwatch. That is the simple explanation to that. I mean, the only reason I'm here is because I really enjoy the game and what the game can be. All right, what I want to know is how you guys have been enjoying the new game mode at the moment. So I've played a bit of this prop hunt mode, and it's actually quite good. I mean, it's janky, but it's actually kind of fun. And having these different ways of playing Overwatch and enjoying it, I think, are critical to the long-term future of the game. I think also as well, when we look at Season 6 coming online, or let's just call it Invasion, I guess, as it's being called, there's a massive marketing campaign being deployed for this. We're already seeing elements of this now. I mean, if you go to the cinemas, there'll be an Overwatch advert running before Oppenheimer or Barbie. So they're pumping money into this. This is the... it's not the do or die, because I don't think Overwatch is going to die, but this is their attempt, I think, to try and capture, like, the Zoomers, if I can say that. I mean, they're going after everything. It's going onto Steam. There's going to be a massive sort of ad campaign across everything. We're already seeing them paying content creators who already make content on Overwatch, which is really weird, to stream Overwatch when they already stream Overwatch, which is really weird, but whatever, get that back. It's to basically tease the new season, but then also content creators that don't particularly stream Overwatch are also streaming it. I've noticed that a number of people that maybe would be streaming Valorant were streaming Overwatch with sponsored overlays. Expect that to sort of heat up. I mean, all of this will culminate in the launch on the 10th, having, I think, a pretty big player number. And obviously, they're very cognizant of the fact that it will be visible on Steam. Now, it isn't the be-all and end-all in terms of Overwatch concurrent player numbers that we will see on Steam, but it will be indicative of a large proportion of the player base in the West on PC. And also, a little bit to say about in the West on PC. There are some noises going around that the Steam deal was always on the cards because it was designed to try and re-inject the player base with, like, extra players, like beef up the player base. But there is noise around saying that maybe this is Blizzard's way of getting the game back into China again. Because, of course, what happened was the deal for distribution in China was actually terminated, so no Blizzard games are available in China. Now, this was especially devastating to the Overwatch League teams that were Chinese. I mean, in fact, one of them, the Chengdu Hunters, literally just said, okay, fair enough, and just stopped. Literally stopped. Didn't even enter the league, although they should have done, but they just don't care. They've walked away. Anyway, we know Overwatch League has got a bunch of issues and all of that stuff. But the fact is, this is a way, I think, of them getting the game back into China, but I'm not sure that's their primary motive. But I think their motive is to just pump the player numbers. So yeah, everything is pointing towards this. Big ad campaigns. I mean, when you start seeing ad campaigns that are popping up sort of in the real world or in places where, you know, like the way I like to class this is like my mom or my dad go, oh yeah, I've just seen an advert for Overwatch on the telly. I'm like, what? That's when you know they're starting to go for the big mass broad appeal. The question will be, though, does Invasion have enough to keep these players playing? I guess only time will tell. All right, thank you everyone for listening and watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know what you think about this in the comments below, and I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. See you soon.